Hello guys, welcome to the 8th video tutorial on Python programming for beginners, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use slicing in Python. So as the name suggests, slicing we can use it for separating a slice from a list. So for example, I have a list like this and I will call it my list, and it contains some integer values from 0 to 9, and I press enter and it allocates this 0 to 9 values to my list, and I can just see this by printing the list. So it has 0 to 9 values. Now suppose I want to print only, or I want only the values from 4 to 7. How can I get these values from my list? So what I can do is I can just use my list, and then in the square bracket I will start from the value which I want to print. So for example 4, and then I give this colon, and then I give the ending value till whatever value I want to print, for example 8, and I press enter and it prints from 4 to just before the value you want to print. So if you remember, this index of the list starts from 0, right? So index is 0 here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, right? So to print your values, this starting value, whenever you write, it includes the index of the value you want to print. Okay, so when you write 4, it will include 0 1 2 3 4, so it will print the value from 4 and it will go to 8, 4 5 6 7 8, but it excludes this value and it only prints up to 7. Okay, now suppose you want to print something like you want to print to the end from 5 to 9. How you can do it? You can just do it like my list, and you can just write 5, and because this will print, if you write it here 9, this will print up to 8, right? Because whenever we have written 8 here, it was printing up to 7 value, right? And remember, this is the index, not the values. These values can be string, data type, or any other data type, right? So these value has nothing to do with these index values. Okay, these are the position which you want to print. Okay, so in order to print from 5 to 9, you need to add one more to your slice, and then it will print from 5 to 9. Okay, so remember, if you want to go from some value in the middle to the end, just add 1 to the index here. Okay, so you want to print 9, then just print 10 here. Now as I have already told you that you not only can have the list, or you can not only can uh, print the index, slice the index for the integer array or list, but any string list also. So for example, I have a list like this of character, for example characters, and then I want to print or slice these list characters, right? So how you can do it? I will just write name, my list names, and then in the square bracket I will just write 2 to 3. For example, I want to print 2 to 3. It will just print second value because it skips the third value, right? So 0 1 2, it includes the 2, and it skips the value which you give here, so it will only print to C here, right? For example, I want to go to the end. I will just write 2 to 4, and it gives list like this. Now, for example, there is a short way of doing this. If you want to print from 5 to the end, what you can do, I have this my list here. I will copy and paste it here, and in the square bracket what you can do, you can just write 5 and semicolon and leave the other part of this slice, and when you press enter it will just print the values from 5 to 9 to the end of your list. Okay, now for example, you do the same thing, but you leave the first part and just go up to the last part. It will print from start to the end. Okay, so for example, I want to print once again colon or to the fifth value, and it will print from the starting to the fifth value. Okay, now this will be true for the negative sequence also. So I have already told you in the last video that you can in the list you can have the index, negative index, from the backward or from the back, right? So what you can do is you can just use this list and you can just say minus 4 to minus 2 and press enter. It will give you the values from, so this is minus 1, minus 2, and it will skip this value and it will print here, and then we have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and minus 4 is this one, right? So it will print this one, it will print this one, but it will not print this one because it will skip this, right? As we have seen in this positive or forward indexing. In a similar way, it will this also works for the blank sequence. For example, minus 6 to blank, and it will print from 4 to 9. Okay, and it will be same for if you leave the first part and want to print the last part. Okay, now if you want to print the whole array, you just can do it like this, but you can also do it like just give a square and give this semicolon here. It will also give you the whole array. Okay, now there is one more thing you can do with your list is, for example, I have my list and I want to print the values. For example, I want to print 0, 3, 6 in some sequence. Okay, so you want to skip some values and you want to print only some other values. So what you can do here, you can just write 0, which is a starting index, and to 10, so you want to print from 0 to the end, and there is a optional value you can give here, and you can give the value here which you want to skip. So for example, you want to skip 0, 1, 2, 3 here, so you want to print 0, 3, and 6 and 9. What you can do here, you can skip the value by 2. Okay, and when you print here, it will print 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so it prints here and it skips the first value and second value it prints, it skips the third value and fourth value it prints, and just like this, right? So for example, I can once again skip two values at a time. Instead of 2, I can write 3 here and press enter. I will give 0, 3, 6, 9. Okay, and there is a very short way of doing this is you can just write the skip value, number of index you want to skip, and just leave these things or these parts blank here, and it will print the same value. Okay, so this is optional. It's not necessary to use this, but if you use this, it will skip those values like this. Okay, and you can do it with the negative index also. For example, you can just leave this and write 2 here. It will print from the backward to the front, right? So when you write -2, it will start from 9, and then -2, it will print 7, and then 5 and 3 and 1. Okay, so if you want to print backward, just give this sequence in negative. Okay, once again, you want to print backward, skipping third value or 3 values, just do it like this: 9, 6, 3, 0. Okay, so in this way you can use sequence in Python. There's more to sequence, which I will discuss in later videos, but that's it for sequence in Python. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and bye for now.